Sometimes while walking around on this rock that's hurtling through space at insane speeds, people end up finding and asking the important questions. Questions like, what is the meaning of life?
Are you going to finish that croissant?
How am I improving life for others?
Who are you?
What scares me and causes me to procrastinate?
How do you sustain a business model in which users don't pay for your service?
And what if Luigi in Luigi's Mansion was kind of a fuckboy while he was looking everywhere to rescue his brother? You know, Mario? That's a good question.
Nice.
Luigi's Mansion is a masterpiece. Well, maybe, I don't know, but Luigi has always been my favorite brother. So when I was a kid and he finally got his own game and it had a different atmosphere, a cool new soundtrack, and finally Mario is the one who needs rescuing, call me a fish.
You are a fish.
Because I was hooked. But when October rolled around this year, I wanted to ride that nostalgic wave by making some Luigi's Mansion-inspired lo-fi, which I probably would have still released and made a video about, but, I mean, the track just kept evolving and it became way more than I thought it would. So we are gonna break it down in this video, and if you dig it, it's literally out everywhere, so please go and stream it. Oh, and when I say it's out everywhere, like on everything, I mean everywhere. DistroKid is wild. Like, if you had a Tamagotchi, but it's been sitting in a storage unit for the past 15 years, and you decided that you wanted to go back to that storage unit, charge your Tamagotchi, and turn it on, the song, Poltergust 3000, it would be there, waiting for you. We gotta rescue. Okay, so I pulled from two different songs from Luigi's Mansion. They are beautifully titled Egad's Lab and Hallway Dark Theme. The first one sounds like this. And the second one sounds like this. So diving right in, first I figured out the famous melody from the game. I froze the MIDI, I turned it into an audio clip, I did some panning, did some EQ, added reverb, but most importantly, I detuned the audio clip by 11 cents to give it a wider, more spacious feel. Next, I figured out the underlying chords that I wanted, and I played them on a classic electric piano sound because I am a sucker for an electric piano. I did the same method to add some width, but I panned them hard right and hard left. And that was it. I literally forgot to EQ the keyboards.
Bruh.
I found this loop on Splice randomly. As soon as I dragged it into Ableton and I heard this, that's when I was like,
don't be shy, put some more. Put some more.
The drums were rounded out with a shaker and a tambourine for the majority of the song, and then in the breakdown bridge section, there are some trap-style haze, and then a small vocal chop to double it on the other side for the back half of that section. But after doing a little EQ, adding some saturation, glue compressor, tiny bit of reverb to finish it off, the drums are done, and I just had to move on to the bass. I figured out a cool little creative bass line that outlined my jazzy chords well, and I found a bass sound that I mostly liked, but it lacked a little bit of that oomph. No. Like. Yeah. So I added a sub bass to fill it out, which did the trick, and so other than that breakdown, this basically completed the bass line. What's so different about the breakdown, you ask? Well, basically we banished the keyboards. Like, all of them.
Keyboards.
I'm voting for you because it's not personal, but we need to stick to the plan, and this was a hot mess of a
Song.
So I found this other bass sound. I wanted it to sound a little bit different, not so fuzzy, and I layered it on top of the sub. Added a little EQ, some overdrive, sidechained it to the kick. I mean, come on, listen to that. Hey gang, this video is sponsored by the Vinyl Crackle, White Noise, and Riser that I didn't tell you about in the first half of this juicy song dissection. They are not forcing me to say this in any way, and my family is safe. But if you use code DaddyLacus at the link below, then you will really be making sure that they stay safe. So, oh my God, please God, do that. Anyway, on to vocals. So instead of just kind of holding your hand, as much as I want to, while we go through the vocals to the entire song, I'm just going to summarize the fun lyric bits and explain some of the musical and production choices in a quick little list. There are a lot of mirrors in the mansion, and if you look at a mirror through your Game Boy Horror, then the world literally starts spinning and you get teleported back to the start of the game. I thought it would be really funny, since for this song, Luigi is pretty full of himself, if he literally can't stop looking in the mirrors to check himself out, but he keeps getting teleported back to the main foyer, which is where this lyric comes from. All of these mirrors, I look so handsome, they spin me around, now I'm back where I begun. The last section of the chorus is the only musical line taken from the piece Hallway Theme Dark, or Hallway Dark Theme. My brother's somewhere in this mansion. I don't know why, but calling a ghost catching machine a modern vacuum just kind of cracked me up, and I also named the song after this iconic Luigi's Mansion item, so I wrote this lyric. At a modern vacuum, poltergust 3000. The line, locals say they saw a red hat enter, comes directly from something that Professor Egad tells Luigi at the start of the game. The second and third chorus are both cut off by different character vocal lines to add a little bit more nostalgia to the track. The second chorus is cut off by Egad saying, "Suku suku," and the third chorus is cut off by Luigi yelling. Now, of course, the obvious pun of Professor Egad's name spawned this beautiful lyric. Egad, who is that? The professor? I also wanted there to be a very fuckboy lyric in the song that, when analyzed, was actually kind of considerate on Luigi's behalf. So I included this line. I'm just by the window trying not to undress her. Lydia is a ghost in the game who is doing her makeup in her room, and the objective is to pull back the curtain with your Poltergust 3000, making her get up to close it. While the line sounds like Luigi is making a weird comment about undressing her, the line actually means that he's just trying to not accidentally hit her with the vacuum, sucking up her clothes. Obviously, in the game, your objective is to vacuum her up completely, but for this song, I figured Luigi could remain a cocky but considerate dude. In the breakdown, I repitched and reverbed out Luigi calling out for Mario a second time, which gives us just a cool bit of atmosphere. And finally, also in the breakdown section, I just liked the idea that if Luigi was scared, he would just kind of dance to get rid of his fear, so I included this line. You gotta groove to get through the fear. Anyway, that's not everything cool about the vocals, but let's still move on. Next, I had to make some album art, so I went over to Unsplash and I found a cool photo of this abandoned German castle. I did some editing to the photo, and then I crudely photoshopped the Poltergust 3000 onto the walkway. Then I was just figuring out how I wanted the text on the cover to look, and I ended up with something like this. The streamer I like named Bishu had a pretty legendary dance party to it on his stream.
You like this Luigi's Mansion song. First master, is it done? Let's go. Just wait till you hear the shit.
And I'm hoping with this explainer video that I can reach a few more people, because I'm going to have more and more music coming out in the future. If you want to listen to Poltergust 3000, like I said earlier, it's literally available everywhere, so just search it in your search bar on whatever music streaming platform you have. I will put the spelling on the screen just so you don't mess it up. I will also put the links to the Spotify and the Apple Music down in the description. And of course, thank you for making it this far into the video. If you did like this beat breakdown video and you want to see more stuff like this in the future, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. I mean, hell, even if you want different content, leave a comment and let me know what ideas you have, because I have some other things as well that I'm going to be trying on this channel. So with all that said, thanks again. Peace.